The silent trade. They never spoke, they never met, but for centuries, two groups traded across the Sahara. Salt from the desert, gold from the forest. No words, no weights, just silence. Before coins, before contracts, before banks, there was this. Not war, not theft, not barter, but something slower, stranger, more patient. At the edge of the Sahara, two groups found a way to trade, across a distance, without words, and without meeting face to face. From the north came salt, cut from ancient mines like Tagaza in what's now northern Mali. From the south came gold, gathered along rivers in places like Bambouk, Bure, and Lobi. Salt kept people alive in the desert. It preserved food, replaced what the body lost through sweat. Without it, people wouldn't survive the heat. Gold didn't keep people alive, but it gave them identity, status, and power. It shaped ceremonies, sealed alliances, and marked family lines. These two goods met in silence. Traders placed their offers, then stepped away. No haggling, no guards, just waiting. This wasn't just trade. It was trust, made visible. This wasn't luxury trading like silk or incense. It was trade driven by biology, geography, and human need. In the northern desert town of Tagaza, salt mining was brutal. Miners lived in buildings made entirely from salt blocks. They wore leather covers over their eyes to protect from the bright sun, breathing salty dust every day. Their lives were short, harsh, and painful. But the salt they mined was critical. It was pure sodium chloride, essential salt. Your nerves and muscles depend on it. Without salt, your heart and body stop working. In the Sahara, salt was literally life. In the lush green south, salt was rare, nearly impossible to find. The humid climate caused people to sweat away salt rapidly, making it even more valuable. But these southern lands around the upper Niger River and places like Bambouk, Bure and Lobi held gold. Gold miners panned riverbeds, dug shafts by hand and collected dust and nuggets carefully over generations. Unlike salt, gold had little biological value. Its value was cultural and political. Southern kingdoms and forest communities used gold to show status, authority and family importance. They shaped gold into ornaments and ceremonial objects, passed through generations. Farther north, gold transformed into something else entirely. With the spread of Islam through North Africa, gold became currency, minted into dinar coins, stamped by powerful rulers. Gold traveled through great Saharan trading cities like Ouaddagost, Tadmeka, and Sijil Masa, funding mosques, scholars, schools, and empires. In 1324, Mansa Musa, ruler of Mali, travelled to Mecca with so much gold that it disrupted Egypt's economy for years afterward. Salt, beyond being a preservative, was used medically, ground into medicine with herbs, rubbed into wounds, and offered in ceremonies. What was really being traded then? Not just objects, but two entirely different ways of life. Salt for survival, gold for power and culture. This was trade in its purest form, differences bridged through patience. Picture a quiet clearing near the edge of a forest. The ground is dry. A river flows nearby. No one is visible, but people have been there. Here's exactly how the silent trade worked. Salt traders, often Berber or Sahara people, arrived first. They travelled hundreds of kilometres through the Sahara Desert, carrying heavy blocks of salt. At the edge of the forest lands, they stopped and carefully placed their salt on the ground in neat rows or piles. Then they stepped back. They didn't vanish completely, but waited nearby, hidden from sight. Next, gold traders, usually the Wangara or similar southern forest peoples, arrived. They approached carefully, inspected the salt, and if they liked the offer, they placed gold dust beside it. They didn't measure gold with scales, but followed traditional customs, placing small piles or strings of dust according to what past exchanges had shown to be fair. Then they also retreated, leaving the clearing empty once again. Then came the critical moment. Salt traders returned and examined the gold. If they were satisfied, they took the gold and left the salt behind. If they weren't satisfied, they left everything untouched. Leaving it untouched sent a clear message. Not enough. Not an insult or a threat, just a polite refusal. When the gold traders returned, they saw the untouched piles and faced a choice: add more gold, hoping it would satisfy the salt traders, or abandon the trade altogether. Nobody wanted the deal to fail. Salt was too heavy to carry back through the desert empty-handed. Gold traders needed salt too badly to easily give up. This trade system depended not on talking or negotiating, but on ritual, rhythm, and trust built over generations. No contracts, no arguments, just silent understanding. Arab historian al-Bakri described it simply in the 11th century. They leave their goods and withdraw. The others arrive, leave gold and retreat. If the first find it sufficient, they take it. If not, they leave it, and the others return with more. This was trade at its most basic. Just salt, gold, memory, and silence. Today we think of trade as negotiation, people naming prices, arguing and making deals. But the silent trade shows something different. Value wasn't decided in conversation. It was felt over time, through pattern, memory, and response. Traders didn't use scales or write contracts. They watched, they remembered. They learned what was fair by how others behaved, season after season. It wasn't fast, it wasn't fixed, but it worked, because both sides had something the other truly needed, and both were willing to wait for a fair exchange. That's not primitive, that's powerful. Today, trade happens quickly. We click buttons, we pay electronically, goods move instantly across the world. We call this progress, and often it is. But before banks and brokers, before financial systems, trade was much simpler. We measure trust with credit scores and ratings. We often forget its most basic element. Trade starts by recognizing what another person needs and deciding to meet that need. Salt was valuable because it solved a real human problem. Gold was valuable because people trusted its worth. In the silent exchange between salt and gold, there was a kind of honesty we rarely see today. Before bankers had pens and paper, before accountants had ledgers, people crossed deserts, placed goods down, and quietly waited. Maybe that silence, the simple, clear trust it created, is something we've lost. Maybe that was the most honest trade we ever knew.